can't possibly exercise today. There's free water coming out of the sky and it's windy and it's summer, so it's supposed to be warm. So there's a lot of whinging, moaning and complaining about the weather today, but there's always a complaint, an excuse, a justification for not exercising. We always eat food, we always go to sleep, we wear clothes, we breathe air, we have a shower, and we usually don't come up with an excuse not to do those. Oh, I can't eat today because I'm too busy. But we always come up with an excuse not to exercise. Well, people do, don't they? But as an old lady and somebody who's exercised every day of my life, and I always share this, I don't say that to impress. Oh, Robbie exercises every day. No. I eat food every day, I sleep every day, I breathe air every day, I wear clothes every day. I exercise every day because I like the outcome of what exercise does for me. If you have a shower, you feel clean. If you brush your teeth don't feel yucky anymore. If you are hungry and you eat food, you're not hungry anymore. If you feel crappy and you exercise, you don't feel crappy anymore. But so many people whinge, moan and complain about feeling crappy, don't they? And then they look out the window and there's a meme on social media where there's a clear blue sky, one tiny little white cloud, and the meme is, I can't go running today, it looks like it's going to rain. And that seems to be the excuse that people come up with. The tiniest, weeniest little excuse, and I can't possibly exercise. Well, as an old lady, I think I can get away with this because I've lived on the planet a very long time, and I've worked with a lot of people. People who are fat, sick, weak, diseased, don't have any energy. They pick up every germ bug and virus. They're sick all the time. They're miserable. They don't have a career or business that they love, and surely that's an outcome of not being very healthy, because if you've got a healthy brain, you don't stay in a lousy, stinking, rotten job. People who are in horrible relationships, if you've got a healthy brain and a healthy body, surely you don't stay in a lousy, stinking, rotten relationship. People who've got no money, but if you're healthy, fit and strong and you love what you do, then money's an easy thing to get, isn't it? So people do a lot of whinging, moaning and complaining, and I've lived my life with people like that. I don't have them in my life, but I have to associate occasionally now with people like that. And and this is actually not my words, it came from a psychiatrist who was a member at one of my health clubs in Sydney, Australia. She said, if you're fat, you ate it. If you're sick, it's possible you're not looking after yourself. Now, there are some bad luck diseases, but even the top doctors in the world for every kind of specialist will tell you that at least 80, if not more % of people that are in the hospital at the doctor's office, they're there because they've got a crappy diet and they don't have an active lifestyle. So we're making ourselves sick. We whinge, moan and complain all the time. Rather than looking at the bright side, we look at the negative and the nasty, and we say horrible things rather than say nice things. Didn't your mum say that too? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. We don't seem to live in that world anymore. We live in a world where people are nasty and horrible and they gossip and they criticise. So if you're not healthy, fit and strong because you choose to eat crappy food and not do any exercise, if you choose to stay in a lousy, stinking, rotten job, if you're broke because you're still in that lousy, stinking, rotten job, and if you accept poor behaviour because you've got horrible people in your life, because the only reason you would have them is because you accept that behaviour. They're really harsh things to say, but ultimately, isn't that the truth? And I'll share again from the psychiatrist. If I'm fat, I ate it. If I'm broke, I spent it. If I'm in a lousy, stinking, rotten job, I interviewed into it. And if I'm in a lousy, stinking, rotten relationship, I either dated into it or I swiped into it or I chose to be there. So they're all things that are a choice, the things that I bang on about every single day. And I'm really, what adults do now, I'm really at the point where I don't care, because adults get to choose and most people have chosen the life that they've got now. But our kids don't deserve that, do they? Do our kids really deserve to grow up in a world where half of the people in the world are fat, sick, weak, diseased and depressed? I think that's not fair. Do our kids deserve to think that they've got to have a lousy, stinking, rotten job to pay their lousy, stinking, rotten bills? I don't think that's fair. I want kids to know that they can have a career or business that they love. They can do what they're passionate about. They can create, they can invent, they can dance, they can sing, they can be a doctor, even if somebody at school told them they're not smart enough. I don't want our kids to think they've got to get stuck in a lousy job. And I don't want our kids to think they have to be broke, struggle for money. Money's a bad thing. Rich people are horrible. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, and it seems that poor people say a lot of horrible stuff about rich people. And my side note for that is always this. If you're a poor person and you get money and you're a horrible, yucky person, you just become a rich person that's horrible and yucky. If you're a beautiful poor person and you come into money, you make money, even if you inherit money, now you're a beautiful person or an ugly person that has money. Money doesn't actually change who you are. And there's a lot of argument about that, but I've had a lot to do with people that were broke and now they've got money, and some of them are horrible and some of them are really nice. But when they were poor, they were the same people. I'm sharing that because I think our kids deserve better. I want our kids to be healthy, fit and strong, to have a career or business that they love, to be financially free and only have respectful people in their life. So I'm really sick of hearing about excuses. Now, the world's become very soft too, haven't we? Can't run today because it's raining. Well, technically I wouldn't call this rain. It's kind of like sweating out of the sky. It's not going to it doesn't even make my hair wet, and I haven't got very much hair. So why do we look for excuses, justifications, reasons for having a lousy, stinking, horrible life? Why not just dump all that stuff off and go and do? Go and exercise in the rain. It makes you tougher. Go and exercise when it's cold, hot, windy, snowing, frosty, because it makes you tougher. Go and exercise your brain, overcome challenges rather than want everything to be easy. Wouldn't it be fantastic to be the person that can overcome challenges? At the end of your day, literally when it's time to go to sleep, and you've had a whole heap of horrible stuff happen in your day, and you've handled the challenge, you've overcome the problem, you've fought the threat, and now you're going to bed and you've done your to-do list, and you haven't been a lazy person sitting on the couch doing nothing. How do you feel at the end of the day? Now that's when you sleep deep, isn't it? And a lot of people say, I can't sleep. I think a lot of people can't sleep because they haven't done very much during the day. They haven't got a purpose in their life. They toss and turn at night because they're stressed about all the stuff that they haven't done. Versus if you go to bed after having, and this is my favourite day, exercise really hard, lift something heavy, eat yummy food, laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh your backside off. What a great thing to have, a skinny backside, because you laugh all the time. Overcome any challenge that comes into your life and create a life that you really enjoy, and make overcoming challenges and learning and growing part of the enjoyment process. Make exercise part of the enjoyment process. I don't enjoy my day if I don't exercise, and I don't know what that's like because I have exercised every day of my life. Once again, I'm not sharing that to impress. I'm sharing that to say, if you eat food every day, if you sleep every night, if you wear clothes every day, if you breathe air every day, if you brush your teeth and you have a shower, surely exercise has got to be a part of that, because if you don't exercise, your muscles waste away, your bones waste away, your brain wastes away, your body rots away, and you become tired, sick, weak, diseased, overweight, depressed, all the horrible things that's happened to the human race. And I'll share again, you can do that if you want to, but I don't think our kids deserve that. I want our kids to know that they can be happy, healthy, fit, strong, have a career or business that they love, be financially free and have great people in their life. Because is there really any other way to live your life to the max? I'm going in the garden, I'm going to run my puppies, get puffed, lift heavy, and enjoy my day overcoming challenges. Live your life to the max, yeah.